Hello, my name is Cheyenne and welcome back to my channel. This week I kind of wanted to jump in to share the concept that I have for this month on what I'm going to be putting together. And since my anniversary is this month and I know people are always looking for inspiration for bridal looks, I wanted to create a little bridal series for this next few weeks. So I'm going to be starting the first video out with swatches, and then I'm going to be moving on to do some nail art that I think that I personally would have liked to wear as a bride back when I was getting married. Believe it or not, my nails were actually just bare. They had gloss over them. We were planning on doing some glittery nail polish on my nails, but we ran out of time when I was trying to get ready. So we kind of just had to make do and do a clear gloss and call it a day. But yeah, so this gives me a chance to kind of play around a little bit and explore maybe what I would have done if we had more time. I should also note, before I get into the swatches, that you're going to notice that I put a lot of blue polishes or blue shimmers on my nails. Apparently I just have a affinity for blue when it comes to bridal looks. I think it could be a few things. One, my engagement ring is a moonstone. I really love the beautiful blue flash in it, and so I feel like polishes of blue do complement that. I've always heard the saying that on your wedding you need something old, something borrowed, something new, and something blue. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but apparently you need something blue. Why not have it be your nails? I also got married on a boat, so I have a feeling that maybe being surrounded by the water makes me associate blue with weddings. I don't know. You could probably have a completely different take on that than me. You should do what makes you happy on your wedding and makes you feel beautiful. Now let's dive into the colors that I selected for this video. The first color I have is clearly well loved. This is Curiosity's Prey by Mooncat. This polish has a rainbow assortment of flakies inside of a white jelly base. To be honest, this color doesn't 100% match my expectations. Based off of the product photos that they have on their site, I see a lot more blue coming through. So I like to go ahead and add about 3 coats of Abyss from Island P. Island P's polishes are notorious for being very thin, so layering on 3 coats, I don't think it made it look too thick, but it just really helped add a blue pop to it. I'm starting with this color on my ring finger because I was planning to do a really simple manicure for my wedding where I was going to have a glittery ring finger and then the rest of my nails were going to be a cream color, so this is an homage to that. Now I'm going back in with Curiosity's Prey to build up that milky base color. This is the only polish that I got a little creative with by mixing it with a topper, so the other one should be pretty straightforward. And now I'm going in with my third and final coat of Abyss to just add a little bit more blue. I don't know if it's my skin tone or what, but I feel like Curiosity's Prey, the flaky is leaning a little bit yellow on me, so having that extra blue shimmer really helps pull it together. And of course, I'm going to top it off with KB Shimmers, clearly on top coat. Now, before I show you what this looks like in better lighting, I also wanted to show off my wedding ring, because it is just so beautiful and my husband did such a great job picking it out for me, and it reminds me a lot of this polish. My sister also had a beautiful iridescent sequin wedding dress, which I feel like perfectly would have matched this polish. Now this next color is by Cirque Colors, and maybe I should have used this for the base color of her manicure. It is a beautiful blue. It actually transitions to pink. So that adds a fun little magical moment for your wedding. And it's still super simple, so if maybe something glittery isn't your thing, but you want something that's still fun, this is maybe a great choice. Last I checked though, Cirque did have this polish sold out, but I assume they're going to restock it because they didn't mention anything about this being limited edition. I should note that I was one of the swatchers for their product photos, so I did get this polish from them. But I have no obligation to post about it or even talk about it, but this is such a fun polish that I wanted to make sure that people know it's out there and that it exists, and I really like it. One thing I should note is that this polish does seem a little patchy in 2 coats, so I went ahead and did 3. In general, light colors like this tend to be a little bit more patchy, So I'll forgive them. And also, I've had this polish for a while now, and it's not thick, and it's very easy to work with, so I'm not mad at it. So here's a great shot right here of it in its transitional phase. When it is warm, it's pink, and when it is cold, it turns blue. And watch how it turns such a bright blue when you put it in cold water. Now let's move on to our next fun polish. This is Every Day I'm Shoveling from Dom Lacquer. Unfortunately, this one is a limited edition polish, but I still wanted to share it with you because you'll probably find something similar out there, and this polish is just so beautiful that I can't resist showing it off. Admittedly, on my first coat here, I went a little bit too thin. I personally like to go in and magnetize every single coat that I do, so I just have a habit of doing that with jelly polishes. It is, I think, important to magnetize each coat because you could see through the different layers, and it helps make the magnetic stripe more vibrant. This one I don't think is technically a jelly magnetic polish from what I can tell, but I'm still doing it out of good measure. Since I had to do 3 coats of Biso, I ended up just doing 3 coats for all of my nails for these polishes, just to show you how they could be built up over different layers. I think you could maybe get away with doing 2 thick coats of this polish. Gosh, this one is just so pretty. It is a silver magnetic pigment, but there is a blue shimmer in it, and it just looks so vibrant once you put the magnet over it. While this magnetizes, let me know if you like these videos or swatching related content. I have been kind of going back and forth on if I should post more swatching style videos because I personally like watching them, but I'm also worried about giving people FOMO, and I don't want to promote overconsumption, but if this is something that genuinely people enjoy, then of course I want to give the people what they want. Plus it gives me an opportunity to show off my pretty nail polishes. Anyway, so I just wrapped up putting a top coat on this, and again I'm going to go in and magnetize this final layer to make sure that any of the magnetic pigment that got pushed around while putting my top coat on gets pushed right back into place. Now, isn't this polish just gorgeous? I love that bright blue it shifts to. This is definitely one of those magnetic polishes that are worth all the extra effort that goes into it. While this is maybe more of a winter shade, I definitely plan to wear it this summer. Now, I don't think anyone is going to be surprised by this next color. This is Ghost of Hecate. It has a white base with a blue shimmer in it. But at some angles, I swear, I see a little bit of pink. I can totally see a bride wearing this beautiful glowy shade. They would probably get a ton of compliments on it. You can't see it super well in the video or even photos, but there is a very fine, small, holographic glitter in it just to add a little bit of something special. Now, I'm also going to build this polish up into 3 coats. I think 2 coats would be fine for this polish, but if you really wanted that white base to pop, I would recommend doing 3 coats. I think with even 3 coats though, at some angles you can see a little bit of sheerness, but it's not the type of sheerness that I dislike because it doesn't look necessarily patchy. It looks a little bit more translucent or like cellophane. I do wonder though, with a different skin tone, if maybe someone would feel differently than me and would hate the translucent aspect of it. Now I'm going in with a top coat again, and for those of you who are new to my channel, I love to use KB Shimmers Clearly on Top coat, not sponsored, but I just feel like it lasts for a really long time. As you go through the bottle, it doesn't really get too thick or gloopy. I really love it and I can't recommend it enough. Anyways, I feel like Ghost of Hecate looks really pretty in the shade, but also in the sun it really dazzles. And as you can see in this shot, you can see that a little bit of translucentness that I was talking about, but it just doesn't look patchy, so I'm okay with that. Aside from this being a great bridal shade, I think it also works really well as a gift for other people. I think most people would like this color. And last but not least, I have another Mooncat polish here. This one is called Midsummer's Dream. Apparently, I seem to really like their more bridal-y colors. Midsummer's Dream is a pink polish with a, you guessed it, blue shimmer in it. I warned you at the start of this video, I have a problem. I like blue. Now, I definitely would recommend 3 coats for this one to build up the pinkiness. At least on my skin tone, it almost passes as a barely there nail polish with just 1 coat. I feel like the blue shimmer in this one isn't nearly as poppy as Ghost Effecte, so if you wanted maybe a more subtle or slightly more traditional look, I feel like maybe a lot of people would gravitate towards this shade. Now I'm going to pull up the same shade shot from before, as I feel like the pink pops a little bit more on my skin tone in the shade versus the sun, so you can see here. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. Would you wear any of these for your wedding? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!